Alright, so I'm live. Greetings. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today is June 21st, 2019. It's my mother's birthday. Denise Joyce June Beckford. And I want to say happy birthday to her and just share some profound things that happened today. I tagged a couple of people. Text Ken Beckford, I called you, you didn't pick up. Delia, I called you, you didn't pick up. I sent some text messages out to some friends and family. Something extraordinary happened today, or weird, or something. I don't know if Facebook has some new type of technology, but here's what it showed me today. Now, it's showing backwards more than likely, but the key thing to look at is this. My mother, she transitioned, what many of you call pass away, about 30 years ago. Now, to my understanding, Facebook technically didn't exist 30 years ago. What did exist 30 years ago were these people. This is myself, Baby R Hennis, still in that red and black. My mother, June. My brother, Tex, Ken Beckford. And my cousin, Delia Outnor. And this button, this is a button. It's in my old apartment, and I hope I can retrieve it if it's there. 30 years ago, Facebook has asked me today if I want to repost this memory. I made that post actually in, if you can see it clearly here, June 21st of 2014. As you can see, I tagged, either I made it or my brother made it. I'm not too sure, but it says Ken Beckford, pardon me for Ken Beckford, birthday, Baby June and her boys with cousin Delia, family first, with our Hennis Cooper and Delia Outnor at New York City. So, and that was made June 21st, 2014. So I don't know, like from a logical standpoint, how does that happen? Like, again, I didn't doc this. I didn't doctor this 30 years ago. So I've been doing some things in my life that are motivated by my mother. I'll say spiritual things that's motivated by my mother. You know, I don't remember my mother in my mind. I don't remember her. I don't remember the times. If I were to show you certain things in albums, you'd see. Well, I don't have to show you the albums, but you can see that she cared about me and my brother a great deal. And by the photos, she loved me a whole lot. She loved us. And I've been doing some things to connect with her directly. I've taken ayahuasca. I've taken bufo. These are psychedelic modalities. And every time I've taken one, I've gotten more in tune and more in tune and more in tune and more in tune. Most recently, I've experienced like the highest frequency I've ever felt. I made a long video about this. I won't be long-winded. I'm known to be long-winded. But I'll go in order, and I'll be more detailed in further videos. I've taken ayahuasca on top of being a real fruitarian for over three years straight, and now a plant-based vegan. I've taken things like Ormus Gold, colloidal silver, colloidal gold, platinum, all of these things for healing, as well as to conduct more electricity. And I've experienced things like people talk about the law of attraction. I've experienced that to a great deal. to the point where I have to very much so choose my words wisely. I have to choose them wisely and coat them with love, because it comes back to me, and then those that connect with me, they experience that, especially if they're in an intimate space with me, and they can gauge how their lives are prior and then with me, and then experiencing the journey with me. This has been a constant theme. So yeah, I've done certain things that, you know, maybe few people have done or few people are aware of. And as of most recently, I've taken psilocybin, and it seemed like the psilocybin worked in a way. It worked in a way where it provided me to take the scenic route of what the Bufo experienced in a 15-minute span. The third Bufo session. Every time I took it, I got more in tune with myself, and the frequency, the intensity just increased. And when I did that, psilocybin, I experienced a rebirth, like a childbirth. I was on the floor in a fetal position, and the positions that we stay in are very important, because it's like our bodies are tuning devices. Or so when we put ourselves in the fetal position, I experience a rebirth or a birth, or maybe the birth of 32 years ago. And I saw white light, and I felt as a baby, and I felt connected with my mother. And a lot of what I do in respect to my spiritual motivations has to do with tuning into my mother. Even last night, I had this profound dream where the city streets had turned to these like deep blue magical oceans. And a friend of mine, Puff, she had told me, oh, the text is in this phone, but basically the waters, you see oceans and things like that in your dream, is like a rebirth. So everything seems to be in tune, and there's things that are synchronizing for me. And I just want to share that. And if somebody out there, I don't know if Mark Zuckerberg wants to tell me why that thing says 30 years ago, and you know, I don't think he created Facebook 30 years ago. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know if they now identifying items in photos. That'll be quite profound. You know, I know that these technological devices are quite invasive now, but I don't know, it seems like I'm very reserved when I start to tote myself up, or it may seem to be toting myself up, but me being a glitch in the matrix, I'm having these profound experiences. And I give thanks to Puff because she experienced me forming into sacred geometry, and also bellowing out the sound of the frequency. Many people, they say they hear the ringing. Well, I heard the ringing when I took the psilocybin, and we both saw the sacred geometry around us, and I heard the frequency, and then that sound bellowed out of me. I became completely one with it, and it was the most blissful, exhilarating, happy feeling. And at that frequency, there's no hate, there's no pain. It's like the most intense love. And I would anticipate that that's what, like, if we're talking from a space of heaven, like that's the threshold right before just being there forever, or until you're chosen to experience another vessel. And when I was in that frequency, I couldn't necessarily breathe, couldn't even talk. To try to explain it would be to numb or to lessen that frequency. So what I experienced was, couldn't necessarily speak, I couldn't talk, I couldn't express it. Even now, I can't even explain what actually happened. It's just something that has to be experienced. So, Mom, thank you for being here with me. Aunt Dolores, thank you for being here with me. Grandma, thank you for being here with me. My pops, everyone that's transitioned, all you guys, thank you. On the social media tip, you know, feel free to share the video if it matters to you, or if you find that it's profound. Contact me. My social media contacts are READY, the number 4R, ready for R. I have a YouTube page. I have an Instagram page. My name's Arhennis Cooper on Facebook. Contact me. You know, I'm here of service to assist those that require healing, whether it be psychologically, from a space of health, from a place of emotional, from a place for advice. This is what I'm here to do, and I'm here to do it. Like, I'm here. I'm not going to deny myself. I'm here to do that. Delia, thank you for being a part of my journey this year. Especially, you know, there was some very, very much so low points, or what would perceive itself to be low points. I've reached a state of gratitude, you know, gratitude for everything that didn't necessarily go in the way that I would have wanted it to go, but in the grand scheme of things, it went in the best way possible. And I know that might resonate with a lot of you people. A lot of people, sometimes we go through things that's just not what we want it to be. But if you have faith, and things will definitely be in the best position for you. You know, Jermaine, I tagged you. You're a brother of mine. Thank you so much, man, because, you know, you're amazing. You already know what you've opened up for me, and I'm in a very much so peaceful state. Everybody that supported me, thank you. Thank you. My email is readyforr@gmail.com. Also arjcoop@gmail.com. If you'd like to support my journey, I'm definitely gonna take this healing to the tropics again. A lot of you know that I went to Honduras at one point, and I stayed there for 9 months. Amazing experience, a lot of highs and a lot of lows too. I'll go into those things, but I'm just gonna lay it out. My plan is to definitely have a place on the Eastern Hemisphere, more so in Bali. Hasna, I didn't tag you. I should have tagged you. Maybe it's not too late. You're there. You're the eyes. We just had an amazing conversation last night. Maybe that's what even induced the whole spiritual waters. You were telling me about you were in an amazing place not even in Ubud, in another place. And it's necessary that we're in negatively charged environments, meaning environments filled with lush vegetation, trees, fruits. These things, they hold electrical energy, and we're electrical beings. It's an electric universe. So we have to do what it takes to be one and experience that, because that's where the peace is. That's where we can. That's where trauma dissipates from ourselves, you know. And we're here to assist each other in our journey. And if you have somebody in your life that has passed away or transitioned, know that they're still here. They're still here. They're just in a different state of being. Case in point, solid, liquid, glass, and the fourth state of matter is plasma. I surmise that our spiritual sense, the part of our breath, is within that plasma. There's no space between you and myself. There's none. There's no space between you and myself. There's no space between her and myself. We're all connected by way of plasma, and we can tune into that. When I bellowed out that frequency, it was as if my soul was leaving my body. That's why I said anything after that, I would have had to become so dehydrated where my body couldn't take it anymore. My body, like that plasma state, to be one with that all the way, it's too much for the body to it's not made for the body. Basically, it's not made for the body. I remember at one point my body was lifting off the ground, and I struggled to put my slippers on. I struggled to come down. You know, I was floating. I don't want to say floating where I was completely off the ground, but all of my body parts were rising, and I was on like one side of my leg or one part of my knee, and I was twirling. You know, so as water evaporates, it goes up. So was my body going up until the point where I became the geometry, and it was just amazing. You know, I felt like a lot of what the indigenous people do when they do their chants and their rituals is all in reverence to oneness, the wholeness of oneness. Keep a good position, sit up straight. It programs the body of confidence. All of these things are important. Pardon me if I sound like I'm all over the place, but I just want to be potent with this video. And again, feel free to contact me. I'm here of service. And I love all you guys. I love what I've been through. And I'm looking forward to more all the way. Thank you.